Hi everyone, welcome to another Greenleaf Terrain Showcase. As you see, there's no terrain in front of you, but this plastered drywalled wall and door holds a 1-to-1 scale piece of terrain that I've been building for the past month for Miniwargaming. So I'm here at Miniwargaming, and let's go up to the door. And then we reveal our 1-to-1 scale Zone Mortalis inspired bat rep room. It's fully done now. I just have a little bit of floor paint drying there, and I just finished doing my hazard stripe entrance. I will take a leap over the paint here and we'll close the door, and then we'll get a showcase of the inside. Alright, I've jumped over my drying paint and I am now inside the room. These purity seals were made, I can't remember the guy's name, but they were made for the studio before. I just added magnets onto the back of them for they stuck on to any of the screws, and Dave was just putting them around having fun. And so the idea was that I taped off first and did a green inside the panels. It was actually on this wall, and Dave wasn't really feeling that, so I just went with the same gray scheme. I just cut my gray one further up with white, so then it's a much lighter gray inside of there. You can see my much darker gray is on the door there, so there's some really nice contrast here between the inside of the door, the strips, the bumped out strips everywhere, and then the inside panels are lighter. And the 3 was, I just cut out a little template that I freehand designed, and then I did it 3 times, just kind of I eyeballed it up there. And the 3 is for Studio C, so 3 Roman numeral C. My entrance here, I just left the light switch alone. I had done some stuff with it, but it just got annoying to deal with the light switch. So instead, I just got this calculator, and I stuck the calculator in there, did some object source lighting, and then you have a little control panel to get inside and outside of the door here. And all of the hazard stripe, other than that one that leads outside of the door, all of these guys are magnetized on there, and they house electrical boxes, so outlets, and then they just simply magnetize back on there. And I was able to paint this guy, so it was actually nice. It actually adds to the room. I built that little electrical box, just some flexible tubing, and this little guy is actually magnetized on there, so the tubes can be pulled out of there. They're just stuck in there, and the guy can be pulled off, or everything can be the radiator can actually be maintained and whatever it needs to be done. So I had to do a couple considerations when building, and there's a big set of windows that were behind here, so I had to cover it with foam and then work up from there. So there was a lot of hours into this project. Like I said, I think it's been exactly 4 weeks, a little bit more I think, since I started. I hope my battery doesn't die here in a second, but if it does, I'll come back and I'll finish on Monday or something. The bottom grates were all done with gutter guard that I've cut, and then I framed it out with the foam and airbrushed black in there. Then I dry brushed some silver, and then everything that you see, all of the brown fading and the rust, was done with 2 types of golden high flow acrylic paints. The brown is a raw umber, and the rusting was done with a burnt sienna. They actually flow really nicely through my airbrush. I just used a Badger 105 for all of the weathering, and it took me like only 2 hours to weather the entire room. So the overall painting, we actually bought a spray gun, and I used my buddy's 10-pound compressor or something like that. It's loud and big, so I've been shooting that for the last week here. And I didn't do any highlighting above my bulkhead because that was the idea that this is pretty much where you'll be filming someone's face, and the game table will be somewhere down here, so you don't really have to film up there. And even if you are filming up there, it's just nice that it's kind of darker and it gives, you know, contrast to in here. So the door handle is galvanized steel, and I understand that eventually some of the paint might rub off it, but I used a 40 grit sandpaper and really gave it a scratching, plus I used a wire brush on it before I painted it. Let's see, there's over, I think, 1,300 or 1,400 screws in the whole project. They are actually full screws. Some of them are like 1 inch, some of them are a little bit longer. Most of the whole project is actually just glued with foam glue, and then it's all screwed in just for aesthetics. I used 30 sheets of 1/2 inch foam and 20 sheets of 1 inch foam. I have a little bit of scrap that I was able to take back to my studio. Other than that, it was all used, and there is 3 sheets of drywall all along the bottom here as a kick guard. I was filming studio updates, and someone, I think it was Mike from Terranscapes, gave me the idea of adding something different to the bottom as a kick guard, so hopefully no one is kicking anything. As if you kick the grates, they are made out of foam and you'll just kind of wreck them, but that's okay. Wear and tear will happen, and I'll just come back and I'll do a little bit of repairs. But other than that, I don't know what to do. Sorry I'm spinning around here so much. You can see this electrical box up close there. My rusting. And the tarnish with the brown. None of the tarnish is hit on the inside. I wanted to leave them nice and pristine, so it gave a nice look. And then it's sparsely done out through here. Same with the highlights. They only have one highlight on the actual raised parts, and then I just shot the gun further out to hit the bottom here, so it's a little bit darker. So there's a lot of different variations of gray in this room. I know it might seem a little bit boring, but that's what they wanted in the end, so that's what we went with. I'm happy with my work. I can get on to other work now, and in a few days I'm off to Adepticon, so if anybody wants to see me there and tell me whatever you want to say, I'll be around with Greenleaf Terrain gear on. And yeah, so if you are interested in some custom terrain or miniature painting commissions, you can email me at info@greenleafterrain.com and I'll get back to you with a quote. If you want to fly me out to where you live and have me install one of these in your own house or gaming studio of your own, I'll definitely do that. You just have to provide the flight, accommodation, food, and yeah, pay me to do it. So it'll cost you a pretty penny, but I'll be there. I'll be there. So thanks for watching. Again, please subscribe, tell your friends. I'll have some pictures of this guy up on my Facebook. I'm sure that I'll figure something out with Dave and we'll make a video that will go up on Miniwargaming's site, so you can look for that there. Otherwise, thanks for watching and happy wargaming.